Okay, we're back. We just took a quick break to make sure everything is recording properly. We are last talking about the Afghan Air Wing, Special Unit Wing, and one important thing that I think a lot of Americans didn't realize when they saw the fall. They're like, we paid for y'all's Air Force, we paid for your training, all this. Why is it not being used? And I mean, I know why, because the Air Force needs obviously a lot of maintenance,
Yes.
and the contractors, who, even though you all had your own Afghan pilots, y'all relied on American maintenance contractors, right?
Yeah.
So when we left, do you want to talk on that a little bit?
Yeah, I think that's totally right.
Mhm.
Look, it doesn't mean we didn't use those equipment.
Mm-hmm.
We even overused them.
Yes.
Because the equipment size and amount was so little for a war like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like fighting the whole global terrorism in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Under the umbrella of Taliban and Haqqanis. Plus, and almost 100 to 130 sparks every 24 hours.
Mm.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It will make you exhausted, especially if you are only relying on human power, manpower, not adding anything new to give you a break and sit back.
Sure.
So that's totally true, and we had no Afghan mechanics or engineers trained to fix those aircrafts and helicopters. And in the meantime, when we were in the middle of war, the contractors were pulled away from Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Of course, we had these, for example, like dozens of Black Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Only one bullet during Medivik Pacific, a supply, a rotation, or a deployment of a troop is enough for a Black Hawk, technically. That one hole grounds the aircraft fully, unoperational. It's not like Mi-17s that 10 holes and still fly.
Yeah.
So I don't want to compare them, but there are really good things maneuver-wise and in terms of usage of Black Hawks. But Taliban knew how to keep us grounded and challenge us with shooting on the aircraft. And I think they knew that we don't have the contractors to fix them quickly.
Exactly.
You needed the teams to be in Kandahar, Herat, Kabul, and Mazar Sharif to just, as soon as the aircraft lands, it should be fixed because get ready for another mission.
Exactly.
It was going very quick, but it didn't happen. No, so it affects the morale of the personnel. It affects on your operational tempo. You cannot take the pace because it slows you down, and slowing down leads to the failure.
Definitely. Yeah, you gotta
and
use
I
that
remember
momentum.
in 2021 February to all the way end of April, we were fighting in more than 15 provinces. We launched a surge against the Taliban. Our main focus areas were Kandahar and Helmand and southern region because we thought and we knew that Taliban were that was the birthplace of Taliban. So we wanted to push them there, press them there, punish them there, and then we ran out of the laser guided missiles used through the AC-208, the small Cessna aircraft type. Ran out of supplies for 3 months, February, March, and April. We had 0 laser guided missiles.
Wow.
Whenever we were asking for those, they were like, "Oh, okay, this is COVID time, and plus the factory that was producing these you are overusing these rockets, plus the factory has contracts with some other countries around the globe too, and I think UAE and this country and that country needs to be supplied first. You need to wait 3 months.
Wow.
Who else was fighting and all over the world except for Afghans and some Middle Eastern countries like Iraq?
Mm-hmm.
Like who else was fighting the terrorism?
Yeah.
Or any other war? There was no war. But
Yeah, that's horrible.
we were not prioritized by supply chains.
Definitely.
So if you don't have the laser guided missiles
Mm-hmm.
and your enemy is fighting against you from totally civilian populated areas,
Yeah, you need
so
that.
you don't have the
precision.
precision.
Exactly.
If you don't have the precision, you will lose the track of enemy and you will cause collateral damage, severe damage, then your all achievements. So who can do it?
Yeah. No, you're right. And around that time, I think that we were fighting some in Syria, but we did not have allies that had planes. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know who else needed those. The U.S. military wasn't.
But it was totally a chaos.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was planned well.
Sure.
Uh,
Maybe it was
we
their
were
way.
not weak.
No.
The way we collapsed.
Yeah.
I remember I think it was NBC News or the guy who was a journalist came to Kabul. I just forgot his name. And he wanted to interview me. I told him to wait. I want to be on the front line and then I will interview. I'm not going to interview from my office. But
Sure.
he was insisting to have an interview because he was heading back to US, I guess. And I did an interview with him before the interview and after the interview. Twice he told me like, I'm sorry, we did a mistake. He said, we, the international media, we helped Taliban.
Yeah. True.
Because we didn't know people like you exist.
Yep.
Now we want to be embedded with you guys and all of your operations. We did send some American journalists, international journalists. We did some casualties too. We did face Reuters journalist Siddiqui lost his life in spin bulldog of Kandahar, but that was too late.
Definitely.
I remember we cleared a village in eastern Afghanistan that was always being controlled by Taliban, and we found out some evidence that they were training underage children to make IEDs, and I wanted some Afghan news outlets
Mm-hmm.
pay a visit, record, and make a documentary out of that to let people know what the hell is going on there. They refused.
Wow.
Like, no one helped us.
That's horrible.
And our martyrs were being called dead bodies. The same way they were treating Taliban, they were treating us. Like, it breaks you when you see your own media channels. They do not honor your work. We lost 100,000 Afghans, soldiers, in the war against global terrorism, jihad, to support the Afghan youth to go to schools, and then Afghan journalists were not ready to go and film a secured area and make a honest report out of that.
That's horrible.
To let people know. That's why people today think in US
Mhm.
we didn't fight, which is not the
Exactly.
reality. We did fight.
Exactly. And, you know, anybody in the U.S. that thinks that should really talk to somebody who, a U.S. military person that served. Especially, you know, I've heard stories, you know, at the beginning of the Afghan war was different, you know.
Yeah.
y'all were a new army.
That war was won in the first 3 years. There was no
Yeah.
Taliban. Like when
Yeah.
it was a soft, focused
Mm-hmm.
war,
Mm-hmm.
like SOCOM label, it was successful. There
Yeah.
was no Taliban left. There was total peace from east to west. You could drive.
Wow.
And then when Iraq started,
Yep.
the focus shifted, and then the Afghan war became so much conventional. Then
Yeah.
it became heavy and heavy and heavy and heavy. It gave a break to Taliban to take and get back into the war
Sure.
and give them morale, like the surge, the transition, the 2014 withdrawal. All these led step by step Taliban to get more and more motivated. Otherwise, they were done in end of 2003, 2004. There was no Taliban there.
Yeah.
If you see, it started back when Iraq started. Till then, there was no sign of Taliban all over Afghanistan. They were defeated. Why?
Yeah.
Because SAF was engaging there. American SAF,
Mm-hmm.
fifth group, third group,
Yeah.
whatever. Like they were doing a great job with Rangers.
Oh, yeah.
With SEALs and MARSOC and these guys. But when it got heavy, it became a challenge.
Definitely.
Supplies became a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You had to supply through Pakistan into Afghanistan, and then the TTP was established by Pakistani
Yeah.
intelligence services
Right.
to make more money out of your supplies and to make it show it harder for you guys.
Mm.
It's like it's not a friendship they were doing.
No.
They just made it a business for themselves, and then the supplies from point A to point B in Afghanistan, especially on Highway 1, became a problem, which became a source of revenue for the Taliban. In 2008, 9, 10, 11, all the way to 2014. So the point is, there's a lot to talk about.
Sure.
You know what? In 1 hour or 30 minutes, you cannot cover everything.
No, not a
It's-
20-year war.
it's a constant, not stop 20 years of war, and different terms, different stories, different effects.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, long story short, we all did our best.
Yeah.
Soldiers did their fight. It was not a joke to lose 100,000 soldiers.
Yeah.
Of course, 100,000 or more Taliban were also killed.
Sure.
Doesn't mean that they didn't sustain any casualties.
Sure.
Even foreign fighters were killed.
Sure.
In that war, like TTP and some even Pakistani militias were killed,
Mhm.
and official militias.
Yeah.
They have a structure of militias in tribal areas. They were coming fighting us, and the dead bodies were going back to different parts of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Quetta
Waziristan.
and Waziristan
Yeah.
and Fata and all the way to Balochistan areas. And we were tracking those videos they were posting on media and social media. But the point is, it was a serious war.
Mm-hmm.
And we did fight. But if my weapon has no ammunition,
Yeah.
it's like a stick,
Exactly.
and your enemy has ammunition.
Yeah,
don't
what
have
can you
it.
do?
Like, you cannot change it.
Yeah, two things on that. I mean, first off, you know, it's horrible. You know, America lost a lot, but they only lost, I think, a little over 1,200 Afghanistan soldiers. They all lost 100,000.
It was around 2,500 American souls.
Okay, and Afghanistan or all the two?
Yeah,
I thought
but
that
we did lose 100,000.
Yeah. much
Like,
higher.
The people we knew, we registered dead bodies.
Definitely.
But in first few years, when we had no army
Mm-hmm.
and we only had police, and that police was based on personal relationship, tied to the local politicians and
Tribal
warlords and
warfare.
stuff.
Yeah.
And we even don't know how many we lost
Yeah.
in those years, like 2005, 2006. We don't have the account for that. Maybe it's more than 100,000
Yeah.
we lost in that war. It's a big number, man.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. Now, you were talking about the foreign soldiers that came to fight. There's always been a lot of talk and kind of some mystique around Chechen fighters.
Yeah.
Did you ever come across that?
We had like Chechen, Waziristan, Pakistani militias, TTP members, Uzbekistani, IMU,
Mm.
Uyghurs,
Yeah, the Uyghurs. Yeah, I remember the Uyghurs. Yeah, there.
I just name it.
Indonesians,
Just
Philippines, right?
Everyone was there.
Yeah,
Everyone
it's
was
like a
there.
holiday.
I cannot refuse.
Yeah.
Any of those. Like, it was a war that everybody wanted to be part of. They were making some good money too because that chaos helped them to make more money out of narco trafficking.
Of course.
And
Was the Taliban much into that, or was
yeah,
that
it was the main Taliban business.
really? Because some people say it wasn't the Taliban; it was, Northern Alliance. I'm not saying that's true,
Look,
but
the Taliban had full control,
mm-hmm.
and to pass through different checkpoints, they needed to have people help them.
Yeah.
I don't refuse that.
Mm-hmm.
But the main people were not the government people.
Gotcha.
The main people were like these Taliban and cartels.
Yeah.
Some small number of people, targeted people, would
Mhm.
help them with some resources.
Yeah.
Helped by, but nothing. It was not a government business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
But it was a group business
Sure.
for the Taliban.
Yeah.
That's the
Definitely.
difference. Yeah, individuals can
Sure.
be corrupt, and
Of course.
like that was, we had organizations for that kind of people
Happens in America.
to look for them and put them
Mhm.
in jails if you find them guilty.
Sure.
But you can never say that everybody in the government, or this was a government policy
Yeah.
to do narco. No,
Yeah.
we were against that. We had court for that. We had special police,
Sure.
NIO, National Narco Interdiction Unit, SIO, Special Intelligence Unit kind of stuff.
Were you a
We
part
were-
of that? I think a little bit in the past, or am I
I,
going a little too
I was
far?
working with
Yeah.
all these
Yeah.
organized crimes, counterterrorism
Yeah.
units in different capacities, special
Mhm.
operations,
Yeah.
environment in different times
Mm-hmm.
of my career. Yeah, I was engaged with them for quite a long time, and we were working together. But I was working totally on different spot. But I knew what they were doing, and I was helping them with resources like aircrafts and
Sure.
QRFs and
Nice.
some other intelligence support that they might need.
Cool.
So they had really good information, but sometimes they would ask us to. But the point is that it was not government policy
Sure.
to do narco business, but
Yeah.
it was a Taliban policy as
Yeah.
a group to make and generate funds and money to fight the government and the coalition forces.
Definitely, because there are a lot of talk to we we were actually at the Marine Corps Museum earlier, and a Marine came up and was like, "Yeah, poppies as long as you could see." I remember I was in helmet, but one thing some Americans have always heard about that was the CIA basically wanted that to happen because it was going to that heroin wasn't going to America, wasn't going much to Europe, but mostly to China, Russia, and Iran, which are our enemies.
Look, I may have heard the same thing as you've heard,
Sure.
but if you tell me, have I seen something like that?
Yeah.
Have I engaged with something like that? I can tell you no, because
Definitely.
I have no evidence for that.
Of course.
But I think it, in the meantime, it makes sense to me.
Sure.
Like if you want to harm your enemy,
exactly.
you don't
Which
need to
China's the
have
one with
borders.
fentanyl.
Like if they want to destroy you,
Sure.
you can destroy them the worst
Exactly.
way.
Yeah.
Because they don't give up on you. Like it was these countries, like you named,
Yeah.
that were supporting Taliban
Mm-hmm.
for 20 years.
Yeah.
we were fighting the global war on terrorism.
Mm-hmm.
Me, you, U.S. Army, U.S. intelligence, CIA, DIA, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And what Chinese were doing, they were trying to legitimize the Taliban fight
Yeah.
through conferences and seminars.
Yeah.
The Russians were doing the same thing, inviting them to Moscow.
Yeah.
The Central Asian countries were building businesses for them, like oil business, gas business.
Yeah.
The Iranians were doing the same thing. They were training them, they were giving them weapons. We have arrested
The
and
Quds
seized
Force.
a lot of the Iranian-made RPG rounds and ammunition getting into west of Afghanistan, even back in 2008 and 9. And Pakistanis get them sanctuaries, they get them precursors to run these narco factories, and from Musakala of Helmand all the way to Farah, to Badghis, to Herat, to Shindan, to different parts of Afghanistan, even in Badakhshan, in Nangarhar, Jalalabad. Like, just name a place for me that that precursors were not growing. That was Pakistan, fueling the war, helping Taliban create more narcos, selling them into the international market, and then fight against us.
Yeah.
Maybe or maybe not, CIA would have played a role in that, but I don't have any evidence
Yeah.
of that. But
And if they did,
I
I'm
would
not gonna say
appreciate
it's
it.
bad.
Like I would, as a soldier, I would appreciate that kind of approach. When
Yeah.
your enemy wants
Exactly,
to
it's your
destroy you, I
enemy.
will destroy him.
Exactly.
I don't
You know.
care.
You
If
know.
you
if
want
it's-
to destroy my people, I will destroy your people.
Exactly.
This is the sauce of the secret sauce of the game.
Exactly.
It's not something that anybody will be afraid of.
Exactly. No, I agree. Well, anyways, thank you. We got 2 more days, so we're gonna record some more.
Good.
Tomorrow we're gonna go to Quantico
Yeah,
and see
it's gonna
some.
be fun, right?
Oh, I can't wait, brother! I can't
have
wait.
not shoot for a while. Hopefully we will get a chance
Hopefully we'll be able to
get
shoot.
the range.
Yeah, but if not, we'll still have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If not,
I spent 2 months here
yeah,
in Quantico.
I know. Yeah, you were telling me.
Yeah, it was not a fun time. But
Oh,
still,
yeah, no,
it
I
was
know.
part of the process.
Yeah. I spent. Well, I was a kid, as I told you, but.
Yeah, but Marines are good in feeding you.
Or
They
they
were
just.
giving us good food.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Hey, we get to eat at the chow hall tomorrow, so
Yes.
we'll see. We'll see how good they feed us. So, anyways, we'll do some more interviews. Thank you all for listening. Signing off right now with General Alizai and Alizai. Sorry, General Alizai. My Pashto is horrible. Sorry about that, but he's a brother of mine, and yeah, we had dinner, and we've been trying to make something like this happen now for about 1.5 years. So
Maybe more.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, and a lot more good things are gonna come, and hopefully a lot of great things are gonna come to Afghanistan.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, it will. We're gonna talk tomorrow about the future of Afghanistan, which I think everyone who sees this will really enjoy. So,
Yeah.
signing off
Thank
for
you.
now.